Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, a city of new beginnings going all the way back to July 4th, 1776. And we have another new beginning on our hands tonight as Loudoun United visits Philadelphia Union 2 on this opening weekend of USL Championship's 10th season. Could not be happier to be here with you tonight. Joe Malfa alongside Ross Davenport. And Ross, 10 years of growth for this league continues to impress everyone as it goes along.
No, happy birthday to the league, and two teams looking to celebrate that tonight with a win.
And now someone who definitely was not around 10 years ago when this league started up was Sven Gartung, just hired by Philadelphia Union 2 on February 12th, not even a month ago, to take over the reins.
Interesting signing. Obviously has experience with both youth players and, as you can see there, in the Malaysian Super League with the older pros.
Been just about everywhere in the world, coached on a few different continents: China, Malaysia, South Africa, Germany, Switzerland, the US, you name it, he's been there. And his squad tonight is going to be going up against a Loudoun side that has seen a lot of new faces come in.
Yeah, one of those new faces, Pipo Due, as you can see there at the top. He is the captain tonight. We'll start at left back. Another one not on that list, Ali Ndor, look to replace the leading goal scorer, you can see there at the top of that list, Kyle Murphy. Ndor with 5 goals in his final 4 starts last season.
A lot of turnover in this league, but a good core for Loudoun as well to rely on. But the man at the top, Pipo Due, he is going to be one of your players to watch tonight, Ross.
Yeah, physical player, one of the veterans on this team at 28 years old, played college at West Virginia and has some USL experience with OKC Energy and SCFC. Came in last year with 20 starts. He looked to lead this team tonight. On
the flip side, Jack DeVries will be his counterpart running up that right wing.
Yeah, Jack DeVries, as you can tell, he looks just like Kevin De Bruyne. Will look to bring that ball in off that right wing, and yeah, one of the best prospects in the Union system.
Philadelphia Union 2 hoping that he plays a bit like Kevin De Bruyne tonight as they hope to get their season started on the right foot. Again, year number 10 of USL Championship gets underway this evening. Loudoun United visits Philly Union 2, back on the other side of this break. Back here at Subaru Park, just about set to get underway. Loudoun United visiting Philadelphia Union 2. Once again, Joe Malfa here alongside Ross Davenport with you. Thanks for joining us this evening. The 10th season of USL Championship kicks off, and let's take a look at tonight's starting lineups presented by Sun East Federal Credit Union.
And here's a look at the Union 2 lineup. Matt Freese in goal, the experienced goalkeeper. One of the bright young goalkeepers in the USA system. Could well see some action in the USA Olympic qualifying coming up. And keep an eye, as we said, for Jack DeVries, number 14.
A very young team, and a team that Sven Gartung is going to hopefully have working early on, a team that struggled last season. On the flip side, Loudoun United will send out this lineup.
Yeah, Michael Gamble, who Coach Ryan Martin is very familiar with. He's at number 10 there. Played with him at Wake Forest. He could well get on the score sheet tonight. We're expecting a lot of goals this evening. Colin Miller may have something to do about that. The Big East goalkeeper of the year in 2018 with Providence.
Again, a lot of new faces on this Loudoun United team. Some continuity, some new faces. We'll see how it all meshes together tonight. Now let's take a look at our keys to the game presented by Sonny's Federal Credit Union. Ross, what do you got for us tonight?
Well, for Philadelphia, they got a new coach coming in here. I think for the kids, they got to keep it simple. You know, some of these kids can get a little excitable, try some things that they shouldn't be trying, but they'll be a little unpredictable. But keep it simple. Limit the errors, as Sven said to us earlier in the week. This is a game of errors, but you want to try and limit those, especially in this first game of the season. Listen to this guy. He knows what he's talking about. He's been all over the world, and Sven's come in here to make this Philadelphia Union 2 team a factor in USL Championship.
I'll tell you what, on the conference call we had with him, he sounded very stern, very excited, and very confident. I would not dare disobey him, so listen to Sven, a pretty good idea for the youngsters on this team.
Yeah, you mentioned he has kids of 16 and 18, so he knows how to deal with strappy teenagers.
And
he
here
doesn't have to
we
do it too much tonight.
Underway at Subaru Park. Loudoun United in the red with that white sash down the chest.
Loving these jerseys.
Philly Union 2 in their all whites tonight. These two teams last season combined for the fireworks when they played each other. A 3-3 draw, and then when they met at this stadium, there's a 5-2 win for Philadelphia.
So it's definitely going to be 0-0 tonight then.
It's, you know, the broadcasters jinx. We put it on the game right away, 26 seconds into it, of course.
Yeah, loving these Loudoun jerseys. So the reverse of the Peruvian national team jerseys with the white with the red sash.
Alexandre Saravia gets the throw in. One of the many youngsters on this team, and Kevin Paredes battles for it now. Union will look to possess more. Loudoun United, head coach Ryan Martin told us that they will look to employ a very high press as the game goes along.
Yeah, I think we'll see both of these teams try things out early in this first game. Bit of press, a bit of possession-based football. We'll see how it goes here. I think there's Sven down there and or is that Ryan Martin?
I think it's Ryan Martin down on this side.
A little chilly there tonight.
Very comfortable. Up the wing, it's Axel Picasso, captain of this Union side. Finds Tiger Evans. Ball whipped in and dealt with for the moment by Loudoun. Height, something to watch for as this game goes along. Two very tall target men out there for Union.
You see Tiger Evans pushing up super early on that left wing. Clearly something Sven Garton wants to see as his fullbacks pushing up early.
Yomi Shintu and Schneider Borgelin, two guys over 6 feet tall up top for Philly Union 2.
Yeah, set pieces definitely have to be something that Loudoun keeps an eye on with those two big boys up top.
Nathan Harriel looks to send it long up towards them, and we've got our first whistle of the evening. Thomas Snyder bring the play back for a foul.
I'm not sure if that was a late clip on Harriel, perhaps. He's going to have a word there with Elvis Amo, the 28-year-old Ghanaian.
Ryan Martin, second season with Loudoun United, first full season, took over midway through last year for Richie Williams, and the team ended up just 4 points shy of making the playoffs, but the turnaround was generated by him. They were on a points per game pace that would have put them in the playoffs if you extrapolated out over the course of a whole season. This one now chipped in the direction of Borgelin. Excuse me, that's Picasso switched over to the other side. An early switch of the shape here for the Union. Ball sent forward. Shintu. As we mentioned, Union looking to get those balls in with those two over 6 foot tall target men, but Picasso cannot keep this one in.
The interesting switch with Picasso there. Maybe Gartung saw something pace-wise. He's a very quick winger, Picasso, Mexican-born, USA U18 representative, can score goals from that wing position.
We highlighted in your players to watch as Saravia can't deal with this one. You highlighted in your players to watch that DeVries and Peebo Doué would be going at it all night, but with this switch, it also brought DeVries over to the other side to go up against Saravia.
Yeah, definitely more of a right-sided midfielder so far in his early career, but obviously can play both sides. It's going to be interesting to see how that turns out tonight. We'll see.
Cole Turner, one of the homegrowns on this side, will man the middle. He goes back to Matt Freese. They call him Matty Ice. And as you mentioned, he's a guy who could see himself on the U.S. Olympic team as things go along.
Yep, qualifying coming up in a couple of weeks. Only been gone for about 12 days, though. So, again, Philly, he's their third-string goalkeeper with the Union. obviously have Todd Morton on the bench for Philly tonight, so he may get a look later this month between the pipes.
Loudoun plays it at the back, and it's a very young back line. Adam Lundegaard in the center there, just a 16-year-old, and he will have his hands full all night with Borgelin and Shintu up top, and they try to find and successfully do find Undor. And a few goals last season, late in the season, and he earns a corner for Loudoun here. First chance for Loudoun United.
Yeah, Valiandor was brought in at the end of last season. Only got those 4 starts, but scored 5 goals. Well, crossover here, trying to get the defender going the other way. Dante Huckabee, that was there, one of the 16-year-olds you mentioned, Joe. Can't imagine being 16 and playing pro soccer. Amazing for these kids, amazing opportunity.
Paredes whips it in with the left foot, and he'll have to do it once more. Undor, 18 years old, turns 19 in a couple of days, March 10th. Happy early birthday.
Trouble with the ball boys here early. His first game of the season. We'll give him a break. There you go.
Oh, now we got an extra one.
That's how it always happens. It's like buses. You get none and then 2 come at once.
And now still none. All right. We'll figure it out eventually. There we go. Paredes set once again for the corner. He's got Moses Neiman. Short if he wants it, but it looks like he's going to go long once again. And he does. Whips it in, dangerous area. Headed away once again by Union. And now cleared fully by DeVries. Dicey moment at the back, but Union's first real test, they are up to the task.
Yeah, it's been an interesting trend in soccer the last couple of years. These back post corners, you're trying to get that ball back across and just create havoc in the middle of the 6-yard box. Almost worked out there, but it was well defended by the Union. Here they come now.
Shintu loses possession. Good job by Neiman getting back to that one. And all the way back now to goal.
Yeah, Moses Neiman, excuse me, another one to keep an eye on. 16-year-old, signed as a pro at 15. He's got a bright future at that defensive midfield position. Great tackler.
DeVries looks to find Picasso. Battling for it. Now chips back out. A couple of dicey moments at the back for Loudoun as well, but now they look to break.
That's good work with his body there by Saravia. Blocking the path to the ball.
Gamble could not find Undor. That one just over the line. Tiger Evans could not quite save it. But Moses Neiman, second youngest signing in DC United history. The youngest being the famed Freddie Adu signing. And when we had Ryan Martin, head coach of this Loudoun United side, on the phone call this week, he hates those comparisons. He knows that it's an obvious comparison to make. They both signed young, same team, but they are totally different positions, and he said totally different temperaments as well.
Yeah, you watch Neiman tonight. He'll be all over that pitch, left, right, center, and here he is now on the ball, looking to distribute, making tackles everywhere. He's very energetic, as he should be at that age.
And Martin said one of the more mature 16-year-olds he's ever been able to coach in his life. Union look to break forward. This one chipped up in the direction of Borgelin on goal, but the sliding tackle gets it away for Shane Wheat, the man out of Akron and Pittsburgh.
That was a beautifully timed tackle by Shane Wheat. It had to be right, otherwise there was a potential for the penalty. Good work initially by Borgelin using his size to keep Wheat off it, but Wheat left his feet and had to make sure it was in the correct fashion.
Borgelin, the 6'3", 18-year-old. Shintu at 6'4". So again, as we've harped on, don't mean to harp on it too much, but it is a key up there for them up top. 2 big target men. They'll look to whip balls in from out wide, and they've got a chance to do so now, but Picasso will play it back to Evans.
Yeah, Philly lining up in the more traditional 4-4-2. Loudoun with a 4-2-3-1 has been one of the more popular formations. You can hybrid it out a little bit on occasion too and push one of those DMs up.
Evans smothered, but able to win a corner. And Ross, this is one of your highlights at the top. Anytime they can get a corner kick or set piece near goal, they're looking for Shintu or Borgelin. They've got plenty of size up there, and especially on this corner, you see Ben Ofema will likely get up as well, another 6'4" target. So take your pick. You've got 3 guys over 6'3" to hit on this one.
Yeah, I mean, you can see them crowding Colin Minute already. See what kind of defense Loudoun comes up with on this corner. They're going to go man-to-man.
Flores takes towards the back post, punched away. Miller able to get his palm to it. And now Gamble looks to clear.
That was a key punch by Miller. Nathan Harriel was lurking at that back post. He was wide open for a second, but Miller got through that traffic nicely and punched it away.
Danger not averted yet. Union again working forward. Peebo Due able to thwart that attack for the moment. Once again, going one-on-one with Picasso. Good step over, great tackle from Douay. Taken down from behind, no call. Union looked to take advantage, but once again, stellar defending. Elvis Amo getting in on the work back there as well.
If you can see Union just trying to pin Loudoun back inside their final third there. Nathan Harriel pushing up just as Evans was on the other side.
And talking to these coaches this week, it was Ryan Martin who harped on using the high press for Loudoun, but right now it's being thrown right back in their face. Union out-pressing them and have done a good job of keeping the pressure on.
Yeah, sometimes the best way to counter that press is to give it yourself.
DeVries looks to take it down. Evans open on the near side. Neiman able to win possession. He's just so quick with his feet to get out of that little tangled mess in there. Amo in space on the wing.
And with those two defensive midfielders, it's going to be interesting to see if Philly gets much space on that edge of the box, just like they were there. They were crowded out, having those two extra defensive midfielders sitting deep. See if Philly gets many long shot chances tonight against these boys in red.
Loudoun with a spell of possession here now after being on their heels for about 90 seconds there. With Philly looking to lock them in. Good idea from Amo, but could not get the flick out wide. Foot race, flag goes up, not going to matter. Take this moment to remind you that since 1947, Select has been the leader in soccer ball quality and innovation. Select is the official ball supplier of USL Championship and many of the elite leagues throughout Europe. For the latest Select products and special offers, please visit www.selectsportamerica.com. Ross early on here. Both teams pretty much doing the opposite of what they told us was going to be the case on the phone call we had. So I guess we should know better than to trust anybody for giving away their blueprints ahead of time.
Yeah, listen, feeling things out. Both teams added players late, so didn't get to play games with a full squad during the preseason. So yeah, just feeling each other out a little bit, learning how to play with each other. It's going to take some time.
It's going to be very interesting to see how early this season Philly Union 2 is able to maybe mesh, especially considering Sven Gartung, as we mentioned at the top, only hired on February 12th, not even a full month ago. So it's a very quick turnaround for him getting in, knowing the players, implementing his system, and running from there.
Yeah, we did chat with him, though, and he said he's been here since late 2018. He spent a lot of time last year watching the Youth Development Academy sides on the West Coast and seeing some of these Union players play on video. So he doesn't come in with a clean slate in his head about these kids. He knows a lot about the Development Academy players across the board in USL and MLS. And so he knows his stuff, does Mr. Gartung.
And in speaking to him, he was very effusive in his praise of this league and its growth through 10 years and what it's been able to do for the game in the United States.
He mentioned, these teenagers would be playing against other teenagers like they do in the fall throughout the year, but this league, USL Championship and League One, give the youngsters the opportunities to play against players that have been around for 10, 15 years in the game more than they have, and that's valuable experience.
Nobody able to get on the end of that pass, not on the same page. Possession goes back to the Union. Gartung really draws on his world experience. 20 years coaching. I mentioned all the places that he has been. South Africa, Malaysia, China, Germany, Switzerland, now here in the U.S. Trying to take a little bit from each destination with him. DeVries works forward here. Ball into Evans a couple of times now. He's been able to get open at the back. Sends the ball across. Douay able to get it momentarily clear. And now all the way out by Amo.
Yeah, good work there by DeVries. Skill with both feet. Looks like Kevin De Bruyne, also born in Belgium, just like KDB. Belgium, excuse me. Oh, so he took one off the head, perhaps? From close range, yeah, that'll hurt. Might be Douay down. Seeing stars right now, there's no doubt about that. The trainer comes out to check on him.
Chilly night in the Philadelphia area as well, so I don't imagine that makes it feel any better. I believe that is actually Amo down. Oh.
Yeah, that'll hurt on any night. Yeah, you saw Douay just on the left side of the screen there. Joe, you're right. Elvis Amo taking that one. And as you said, Joe, on an especially cold night like this, anywhere it hits you on the skin, but not head. Not in the head is never fun at any temperature. USL has talked about bringing in a rule with the head injuries and allowing sort of a temporary head substitution when you do take one.
It's a good idea.
To the area like that. They haven't installed it just yet. They're looking for approval from the international governing bodies. Hopefully we'll see it next year.
This player safety has become a priority, especially pertaining to anything that has to do with head injuries. It is something that maybe likely to see get passed as time goes along. It's something that has been gaining some traction in the media as well.
Yeah, it's something that rugby's had for years. You get 10 minutes, maybe 10 or 15 minutes to go off and get assessed, get a concussion test, and if you can come back on, it's a temporary substitution. Here comes Philly now.
Inside, not on the same page with Shintu. And once again, Loudoun able to clear. They've been under pressure a couple of times so far this evening, but have dealt well with each one through the quarter-hour mark.
Yeah, Sven Garten talked about with these teenagers what a mind game soccer is, and Loudoun's been under pressure here for these last 5 or 10 minutes, and they're hanging in though. Haven't allowed any quality chances just yet.
One of the things he harped on as well was it's a game of mistakes. Mistakes going to happen every 4 or 5 seconds. You just got to get it out of your mind and move forward. He's pressured by Undor. And now maybe Loudoun able to use some of that high press they talked about. They win the ball back. Gamble.
Got exactly what they wanted from it. Final third turnover. See if they can do anything with it.
Wake Forest product trying to find some space on the wing, but cannot do so. Picasso looks to go the other way. Good challenge in from Undor, and it's going to be a clean one. Douay goes back with it. So far tonight, Thomas Snyder with the whistle has done a good job of keeping it in his pocket, letting these guys play it out. Only a couple of whistles that we've heard so far. Paredes, another young DC United product, draws the foul here as we do get a whistle from Snyder.
That's one thing you got to be careful with sometimes when you have the slider teenagers, as you can see there with Paredes.
Paredes, all of 120 pounds.
Just got caught in a bit of a sandwich there. But as a referee, you've got to allow them to play. They're going to come up against bigger players who are going to be able to use their weight to their advantage. You can't take that advantage away from them. We'll see how our referee Snyder does with that tonight.
Wheat looks to send it up towards Undor. Knocked down. Union has done a good job of clearing their lines as well. The one nervy moment they had earlier in this match off the corner kick, but that's been about it. They've been in control for the most part. Lundegaard calmly plays back to Miller. Another one of the 16-year-olds in this lineup. Jeremy Garay, also 16 years old. Able to link up with Gamble and get it out wide to Amo. Amo and Undor playing off of each other a bit here. They've been swapping out between the left wing position and the top striker. So we saw some movement earlier on with the Union switching Picasso and DeVries, and now some movement for Loudoun switching 2 players. Something on here maybe. Paredes in the box, loves to cut left, but dealt with well on the back line by Tiger Evans. Strong comparisons to Arjen Robben for his proficiency in terms of coming down the right wing, cutting left. This one, Undor headed on frame and saved by Matt Freese.
Yeah, you see Dante Huckabee there yelling at Harriel, kind of lost his runner and didn't tell his center back teammate that Undor had got behind him. Luckily for Matt Freese, it was right at him.
Undor 5 goals in 4 matches last season for Loudoun. Can't quite open his tally this season on that opportunity.
Yeah, you can see Undor put his head in his hands. He wants that one back, and either side of Freese, and that one was in the back of the net.
Sometimes as a goalie, you just better to be lucky than good.
Yeah, so much of it's about positioning and being in the right place at the right time. When you make saves look easy, people will say, oh, that was an easy save, but they made it look easy because they were in the right place.
Didn't have to move at all for that one. Saravia gets it in to Gamble, gets it right back to Vrees, right there on him. Evans able to win it back. Could be taken down. Ondor draws the ire of Thomas Snyder on that one.
Yeah, communication, as we see, I think that's what kind of gave Ondor that wide open header, was the communication breakdown. I think it was between Huckabee and Evans. Especially the keeper as well. If Matt Freese sees that, he's going to tell him to drop back, and especially with a big guy like Ondor, he's going to get heading opportunities and put away more than he'll miss probably. Just got to communicate. That's one of the biggest things that these teams will be getting used to with so many new faces to start the season.
Ross nearly 20 minutes into this one. You seeing the jitters sort of subside quite yet, or still more of a feeling out process right now?
Oh yeah, a little bit. I think both teams are settling in now. There was a bit of chaos earlier with Union putting that real good press on Loudoun, but they've settled in here and they've had most of the better of the last 5 minutes or so. Knocking it around nicely now with some confidence. Seen Paredes playing a little deeper than we perhaps thought he might to start things. We thought we'd see him on the left wing. And we initially thought Griffin Yao would be.
Ondor, chance here, left-footed strike, and always going wide that time, but looked like we saw another switch there. You mentioned Paredes dropping back. It looked like Moses Neiman actually took his spot on the right wing. So a lot of interchange right now for Loudoun United as they work through the early stages of game 1 of the season. Nice touch and nice juggle by Ryan Martin on the near touch line there to get the ball in. Not quite from Paredes.
Yeah, I think both of these coaches will sort of be considering this game as an extended preseason game, just because neither team has spent as a group much time together. Some were in training camp with the senior sides. Some weren't. Some were just signed this week. So it's almost a bit of an extended preseason game of moving guys around, seeing what works and what clicks.
Neiman gets it over. Douay in some space. Gets it forward to Ondor.
Ondor looked a little quicker there. He had Amo wide open on the left.
Saravia joins the attack, sends it towards the back post, but headed straight up. Freeze able to corral.
Yeah, it was a good cross, not particularly well dealt with initially, but Freeze was alert enough to come out and claim that strongly. Again, Matt Freeze, one of the most impressive young keepers in the United States system.
Matty Ice, affectionately called by his teammates throughout his career, and that actually is his Twitter handle. He adopted it, used it for his own personal benefit.
I hope he got the approval of certain other Matty Ice in the NFL.
Now, you mentioned a moment ago Griffin Yao on the DC United bench today. It's something that Ryan Martin and Sven Gartung touched on, the challenge of being an MLS affiliate. Sometimes you're at the liberty of those teams with certain players, but it's next man up, and they believe they've got the depth, both of them on their squads, to deal with such a thing. And you see Paredes coming in for Yao, and he slides right in, same position, different skill set, but Loudoun United trudges on.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting balance for Griffin Yao. They want him to get minutes, but obviously sometimes like today, they'll need him on the bench for DC. I'm sure we'll see him plenty down here playing for Loudoun.
2-1 victory today for DC United over Inter Miami CF.
We had our first red card in Inter Miami history today.
And it was quite the situation surrounding it, too. I don't know if you were able to catch any of that game, but they disallowed a goal because of VAR to go back and give the red card. So Inter Miami had thought they had gone up 2-0, ended up going back to a 1-0 score and losing their center back. So that was quite the turn of events there.
Yeah, well, a similar thing just happened to my Premier League team, Bournemouth, a couple of weeks ago against Burnley. We had one of our goals was called back, and then the other team ended up getting a penalty down the other end as a result of a handball. He wasn't sent off, but it went from being tied 1-1 to being 2-0.
Loudoun trying to make it 1-0 here. Douay dealt with at the back. Ofemo able to knock it a bit further clear. Picasso clears it further up the pitch and now giving right back.
There's a poor giveaway there by Danny Flores. Not the first one of the evening by the Union. They've been a little sloppy with the ball here in this last 10 minutes. Loudoun could make them pay here if they keep at it.
Flores, one of the more hyped players in this Philadelphia Union system as well. Prototypical number 6. Ondor tries to turn, but only into a sea of white jerseys. Philadelphia looks to break, but no numbers there with Flores. Douay puts in a tackle. He thought it was clean. Picasso down, holding his right leg. Captain on captain challenge there as Douay got Picasso on it seemed like the back of the right calf.
Yeah, Picasso just beat him to that one. The fact that he left his feet was the difference. Just a half split second too late. And
it was that trail leg of Douay that seemed to come in and get the right leg of Picasso, who was still down, holding that right ankle. The 18-year-old from Austin, Texas. Don't believe any card was issued for that. Just a talking to here. Snyder in the year of Douay.
He's probably telling him, you're 10 years older than the little kid. Leave him alone.
Nothing malicious, just a bit rash as he was a little bit late to the ball. But Picasso, the 18-year-old from Austin, Texas, born in Mexico, has played for the U.S. Youth National Team, the U17, 18, and 19 levels, and going to be one of the main feature starters this season for Sven Gartung. Gets the armband tonight, still being 10-2 on the field. 18 games played last season, started 6 of them. Registered a goal and 2 assists. Take another look now.
You see here from a slightly different angle. Yeah, he just sort of rolled up on that ankle. It's going to be a painful one. The thing about ankles is if you're not running them around with them, they'll stiffen up. Looks to be okay, though. Does Axel. Just going to test it out, put some weight on it. So Lucas Torreira of Arsenal go down recently in the FA Cup with Portsmouth with a broken ankle and a similar tackle. Just get rolled up on and you get the weight on the ankle. It's very easy to damage it. Looks to be okay, though. Try and run it off here.
Don't miss a minute of action in 2020. Sign up today and get alerts all year long by following your club on ESPN.com. Loudoun able to clear. Search for Philadelphia Union and then click the follow button to keep up with the latest news and scores. Plus get reminders on Philadelphia Union's next match. Go to ESPN.com now and click follow for your club. Turnover here. Loudoun, something on. Gamble trying to find some space, can't find any.
Yeah, it was just a little clumsy at the back from Fries. He gave it to Benofemu right in the middle of the D, and he turned around. There was 2 Loudoun guys there, turned the ball over, and that could have easily been a quality chance for Gamble, but Union just snuffed it out.
Picasso is back on his feet and takes this ball down the wing, loses possession. Doesn't seem to be hobbled at all.
Yeah, you see him on the stop there. He's limping a little bit. That's when you feel your ankles. Is when you stop and start.
Haven't had to call that name much. Lundegaard throws that ball a bit further up. It's all fair, something that you were talking about. Looking to see how the youngster would fare in the center of this defense for Loudoun. A defensive side that struggled last season, struggled mightily. They gave up the 8th most goals in the league. Saravia takes his space on the right wing. Be a throw for Loudoun.
It's a crunching tackle by Huckabee there just to send a message to Saravia, the 19-year-old.
A lot of youth on that back line. A lot of youth all over the place. I guess we can just say that as a general statement. Borgelin takes his space, finds De Vries. Looking for Shintu. There's Lundegaard and able to just clear this one out.
It was a good angle there, taken by Lundegaard to cut that ball out. It was a nice pass. Initially looking to unlock that defense.
Lundegaard debuted last season with Loudoun. Only appearance he had as he spent most of his time with the DC United Academy. A lot of players on both of these teams came up through the academy ranks. The distance, but well over and wide. Danny Flores a bit ambitious on that one.
That's what you want out of a 17-year-old. A little speculative, but listen, you got the confidence to give it a go from there. Go ahead.
Another U17 U.S. Youth National Team player. Just 4 matches last season. Should feature a lot more this year and already obviously getting the nod here on opening night. Joe Malfa here alongside Ross Davenport with you. Thanks for joining us this evening right here on ESPN Plus as we kick off season number 10 of USL Championship Soccer. Teams seem to have really settled into this one after some dicey moments in the first 10 minutes as Shintu falls over there as he tries to pressure Douay. Colin Miller was forced into action early on, but aside from passes back to him like this, hasn't really had to do much in about 15 minutes as we approach the half-hour mark.
Yeah, both keepers been pretty quiet so far, but you want to get that first solid save in there. Neither of them have had a chance to really have any super stops yet.
Just the one save so far from Matt Freese on Undor, who's offsides on this one. Had that free header in the box, but put it right into the chest of Freese. Best chance we've seen tonight either way. But again, that could turn at any moment. As we mentioned last season, these teams combined for 6 goals in a 3-3 draw when they played at Loudoun, and they combined for 7, a 5-2 victory for Philadelphia when they met here at Subaru Park. 0-0 for now. That could change. Or not. Maybe we jinxed it at the top.
Long way to go still, only a third of the way in here.
Philadelphia looking to bring that high pressure back. It's what gave Loudoun issues earlier on, and maybe again here. Forced to take a throw in now from deep in their own territory. Saravia gets it. DeVries has been quiet so far. But again, this pressure forces Loudoun to remain deep in their own zone. Back to Miller.
You hear the Union fans finding their voice now a half hour in. That's good to hear. Obviously, we can't see them really because they're on the camera side, but definitely in attendance, making their presence felt.
Loudoun still has not been able to get this ball across the halfway line ever since the Union re-employed this high press.
Yeah, it's hard to have that press going for the entire half, even the entire game. It seems that they were on it the first 15 minutes, then kind of sat back a little bit, and now coming back again with the press.
Sven Gartung mixing the looks that he's showing Loudoun. It's giving them fits whenever he goes with that press. Picasso in some space. That's another switch. He's back more centrally after having popped out wide for a little bit. In control now, takes a shot. Curling towards that back post, but not enough pace on it to beat Colin Miller.
Yeah, good work from Picasso there. Found himself in some space, 20 yards out here on the left. Good dribbling, and yeah, just not quite enough power on that one to really trouble Colin Miller.
Got another switch. DeVries went back out wide to the right side. Picasso tucking back in. That's how they started. They flip-flopped about 90 seconds into the match. These coaches will surely be looking to find some new wrinkles as this matchup goes along. Again, just game 1 in this 10th season. A lot of youth, a lot of new faces. Going to try to find ways to make them mesh. But right now, the last few minutes, Loudoun has not been able to get out of their own half. Finally get it across the halfway line. But Ofemo is there to send it right back into the Loudoun half. DeVries weaves through a couple of defenders. Taken down by Neiman. Thought there was going to be a foul, and now he gets the nutmeg from Neiman. Nice little interchange there between Neiman and Gamble. Some space now for the youngster. Amo tucks into a more central position now, and Loudoun's able to switch over to the right side. Saravia. Paredes, a name we haven't called a ton, but in some space here.
That was a nice turn by Paredes. Creates a lot of space on his left side. Last ball just lacking a little far ahead there of Elvis Amo, but good work there from Paredes in the middle. Just one quick turn that opened things up on that side.
Thought it took a bit of a deflection off of Ofemu, but did not. Goal kick. And the USL Championship returns to the ESPN networks in iconic fashion Saturday, March 7th. Two U.S. soccer legends collide when Landon Donovan and 2020 newcomers San Diego Loyal SC host Eric Winalda and the Las Vegas Lights FC Saturday, March 7th at 10 p.m. Eastern on ESPN News.
Yeah, that should be a fun game later tonight. With plenty of eyes on that one with Landon Donovan making his USL debut.
Cosmo looks to find some space. Just turned away. I say March 7th, Saturday, as if it's not tonight. Losing track of my days down here.
Careful.
Ooh, very close. Miller just barely picks that one up inside the box. I've seen that quite a bit whenever I've reffed youth soccer, but never quite at this level. Very close call there from Miller.
If you're a youth soccer ref, Joe, you've seen it all, I'm sure.
Never think you see some of the things, though, on a professional field. But every now and then, it creeps in there. This one's sent up. Shintu muscles off. Lundegaard on his left foot. Takes a shot. Not on frame. Yomi Shintu, maybe the best look on a shot of the night for Philadelphia so far, Ross.
Yeah, it was a nice ball through. Let's take another look at it here. Shintu just got it caught up in his feet a little bit, and that allowed the Loudoun defenders, 3 of them, to get back. And all Shintu could really do is take a bit of a pot shot from 20 yards out. Been missing those sort of incisive through balls so far tonight. That was one of the first ones we've really seen. So trying to unlock both of these defenses.
Some of the best play we've seen from Loudoun so far tonight has been exchanges in the middle between Paredes and Neiman. 2 homegrown signings. Have been up with DC United a few times. Amo commits the foul here. DeVries looks to play quickly. Shoves Amo out of the way. And now Snyder will look to calm things down.
Yeah, you know that Neiman-Paredes connection is something that the DC United management is going to be keeping an eye on as the season goes on.
And as the season goes along, whenever Yao enters the lineup on loan as well. The 3 youngsters, combined age of 48 years old between the 3 of them. Future very, very bright.
Yeah, U17 had a bit of a disappointing year last year. USA lost in the final of the CONCACAF to Mexico in extra time, and then failed to win a game at the U17 World Cup. But you've seen with the amount of signings, even Sven Garten talked about it, the amount of attention that's being paid by European sides to the USA youth side of things tells you there's plenty of talent there.
You see it manifesting itself today, actually, as saw a couple of young U.S. stars score in Germany. Josh Sargent got a goal today, and as did Weston McKennie.
And we had Ricardo Pepe, the former USL League One talent, with a late equalizer for FC Dallas today.
Loudoun continues to control the possession, but whenever Philadelphia employs that high pressure, it's given them fits. Garay can't do anything with that, and Neiman will have to look to reset at the back once again.
Yeah, Garay just dribbled himself. Sorry, Joe. Garay just dribbled himself into a bit of trouble and got a lucky bounce off his teammate.
Paredes, a good job of hold-up play there to draw the foul.
Yeah, I'm surprised Thomas Snyder hasn't pulled the card out yet. There's been a few questionable tackles from behind. That was another one right there.
Got a combined 8 fouls conceded between these teams, and a couple of hard ones. You saw the one earlier when Doué knocked Picasso out of the match for a couple of minutes. He was on the ground for a few minutes trying to gather himself in some pain. A combined 8 fouls, no cards though. Snyder has done a good job though of talking to the players after each foul, using the voice instead of the cards to keep this one under control.
Yeah, you never want to issue the early yellow card for something unless it's really deserving of it. Because obviously that can change the way a player plays the rest of the way. You know, Snyder managed it well with the voice, as you said, Joe. A big part of refereeing is managing people. Even Sven Gorton talked about that. You know, managing teenagers versus managing grown men, very different way to do it.
Like a handball there, and the whistle on Lundegaard. Borgelin was trying to play a little through ball up to Shintu.
I'm sure Ryan Martin will be pleased with the way his defense has played so far. You mentioned on our call, Joe, that he was very happy with the way the team had put the ball in the back of the net after he took over last year. but obviously he also was concerned about the amount of goals they gave up last year. They've looked tight so far here at the back.
I believe his words were something along the lines of, we were happy with how many times the other team had to take the ball out of the net, but we had to do it a fair bit as well.
Yes.
DeVries unable to get on the end of this one at the back post, but able to regather. Ball whipped in, deflected. Lundegaard calmly puts that one back to Douay. See so many young players who might have just kicked that one out into the stands and gotten rid of it, but it's a good job there of settling it down to Douay. DeVries able to poke that one just in front of Neiman. Union having a bit of sustained attack now. Flores lays off for DeVries. Way out wide for Evans. Paredes closes, cross whipped in, Wheat able to clear. Gamble just gets rid of it. Undor tries to get on the end of it. Now some pressure from Gamble.
Good work.
Just held off by Cole Turner. Undor advances again here. Union in some trouble, but able to get it back up the pitch. And Evans tried to sell that one as a shoulder. Ended up about halfway between the elbow and the forearm.
It's always one of those things, Joe. Where does the arm start and the shoulder stop? It's always just the opinion of the referee. It's always going to be the one that you'll have to worry about. Just got to go with it.
5 minutes remaining before any added time here in the first half. 60-40 in the possession in favor of Loudoun. They range forward now, hoping for a late goal in this first half. It's been played pretty evenly. Chances pretty even. The best of the night came for Undor and Loudoun. Damo on it now. Ray finds Douay. Union have done a good job of keeping their shape at the back, and both teams really have not allowed any dangerous through balls so far.
Yeah, that was a good chance for Undor earlier with that header straight at Matt Freese, but he's been kept very quiet since then. We haven't seen much of him at all. He hasn't even been able to find himself in the 18-yard box much, I don't think.
One of the big things coming into tonight was going to be how do the young rosters play, and they look comfortable after the first 10 minutes.
Yeah, listen, a lot of these guys have been playing high-level soccer for a number of years. Obviously, it's a different story when you're playing against players your own age, but they've looked like they fit in just fine tonight, all the teenagers out there.
Late offside flag. Shintu came back to that one. Quick play here. Almost into some trouble. Garay didn't realize that Borgelin was right on his back, and now possession given away. Borgelin up to Shintu. Flag once again.
Yeah, I think he was just about half a yard offside. Take another look at it here in a second. Not right call.
Like it. Good idea from
Borgelin.
Borgelin.
If he'd have taken that down and gone himself to the right, there was a huge gap to his right.
And if not for him, DeVries was set to make the run as well on that far side.
Yeah, sometimes you're better off being a little less unselfish, excuse me, and a little more selfish.
That's something that you're told often in your life, be selfish, except for situations like that. I don't think growing up my mom and dad ever said be selfish. It was always be kind to others, be selfless. Soccer coaches, though, were different sometimes. Be selfish if you're in the box, you're open, take a shot. That time might have been better off for Borgelin as well.
Yeah, it's one of those split-second decisions that you'll get better with as the season goes on, Borgelin.
Saravi able to save that one off the deflection. Undor ranges deeper than he has. Finds Douay. A few moments remaining in this half. Still plenty of time, though, to open the tally. Neiman surveys his options, gets it into Gamble. Ofemu gets it away. Flores didn't realize he had a man on his back, and Amo. But Ofemu able to get it all the way up across midfield. Philadelphia has certainly tucked back more over the last few minutes after that another 5-minute spurt of the high press. And Loudoun has been able to take control once again. With Flores in some space now. Long ball, tries to find Evans. Flag stays down for the moment in some space. Looks to take Neiman one-on-one. Has options in the box. Neiman pokes away. Once again gets in the way of that one. Third time's the charm for Evans. This one he gets in towards the box, but dealt with by Douay. Very ambitious there. Possession back to Loudoun.
That was a nice deep run by Tiger Evans. When he looked up, he only had a couple of teammates in the box. They're outnumbered. The support came in the end, but by that time, Evans sort of ran out of space, and his cross was tame in the end.
Nathan Harriel tried that from distance. Another 18-year-old from Florida. 20 matches last season for Philadelphia. 1896 minutes played. Another U.S. youth national team player at the U17 level. Called up for a U20 camp in January. Committed to Clemson, but withdrew his commitment to sign a homegrown deal for Philadelphia. Excuse me, to pursue a homegrown deal with Philadelphia. Has not signed officially yet. Picasso, haven't called his name in a bit, has some space. Borgelin to his right, tries to touch it further up. Goes down, no whistle. We've reached 45. We've got 2 minutes of more added time.
Yeah, Picasso didn't see his teammate barreling down the right in the form of Borgelin. Again, vision's one of those things that the more and more you play as the actual season goes on, especially playing with the same teammates and playing under pressure, vision will get better as the games come under your belt. Seen a couple of times tonight, both sides. If they just looked perhaps the other way, they would have found an open man.
Miller launches forward. Undor tries to fight through some space. Paredes comes out with it. Amo there. Has a man out wide. It's Douay. Whips it in. Back post. Over everybody. Neiman able to retrieve. Minute remaining. Undor not on the same page as Neiman, who pressures. Lundegaard chests it down. Loses the battle, though, with Shintu, but wins it back on the slide. Amo couldn't control, though. Had numbers and a chance to go forward if he could have. But now the other way for Philadelphia, maybe one last chance in this half. DeVries and Peebo, your matchup to watch tonight, Ross. DeVries in the box, back post. Has a man there. Borgelin keeps it in for the time being. Picasso and Paredes. Turner interchange there. Miller punches it rather than catching it. Ball still alive for Turner. Into Picasso. Tries to thread through. Can't. Still in play for Philadelphia, but now Neiman able to gather and send it up the pitch. Undor trying to get on the end of this one, but dealt with all the way at the back to Freeze. Whistle should be coming at any moment to end this half.
Yeah, DeVries got the better of Douay on that right side there. Dangerous cross came in. It was almost misplayed at the back post, but here comes Union again with perhaps another last chance.
Maybe one more. Borgelin. Shintu went down. Borgelin goes down, and now a whistle. We're going to get a free kick in a very dangerous position. Now a card comes out of the pocket. It's yellow. Shown to Saravia. Was waiting for the whistle from Snyder. He allows one more attack, and now one more chance. Free kick, dangerous spot. We're past the 2 allotted minutes, but we're going to get this one last free kick from Philadelphia.
That was a great bit of advantage play by Snyder. There was an initial foul, which you'll see coming right here on Shintu, right there. Allowed the play to go through to Borgelin, and then they'll take this most advantageous position, obviously, for this free kick. Lundegaard's lucky he didn't get a card as well.
It's been a good even half between both of these teams. They've each had a few spurts of more dominant play. No goals to show for it yet, but one more opportunity, and a group of Union players over it. Picasso, Shintu, Flores, and DeVries. Picasso's giving way, and then there were 3.
Yeah, Yomei Shintu wants a piece of this. I think it's a perfect position for the right footer.
Shintu earned this free kick. Seems to want it. 5-man wall for Miller.
You can see Miller set up well on the left-hand side of his goal, leaving this near post a little wide open. We'll see if Shintu's got enough room to get over, and if he was looking for the far post, he's going to have to change his mind now and come near post here.
It's Shintu. Over. And that will do it for the half as well. Both teams had some good spurts of play. Nothing to show for it on the scoreboard. But a very exciting first half between these two teams. Loudoun United 0, Philadelphia Union 2-0 in the first match of this 10th season of USL Championship Soccer. Into the halftime break we go here on ESPN+. With this being the first week of USL Championship season, let's see where some of the league's best players ended up during the off-season shuffle. And we start with two big names leaving San Antonio FC. Billy Forbes moves up the road to Austin Bold FC, and veteran Ever Guzman looks to bring his scoring touch to Hartford Athletic. And you're looking here at a trio of changes in Pittsburgh, most notably Nico Brett, the man scoring all the goals on your screen, heads south to Birmingham Legion FC, looking to make an impact outside of his adopted hometown. Perhaps this playoff performance against Birmingham, in which he scored 4 goals, has something to do with it, Ross.
Listen, anytime you can put balls in the back of the net in USL Championship, you're going to attract attention from other clubs, and that's exactly what's happened here.
OKC Energy FC seems to benefit from the demise of Fresno FC with a key forward and goalkeeper heading to the Sooner State as well. And don't forget Phoenix Rising FC making it another splash, adding veteran Santi Moar as the rich get richer in Phoenix.
Yeah, listen, Phoenix Rising didn't really need any more help, did they? But it seems to be whatever Rick Shantz has to work with there in Phoenix, he manages to get as much talent out of them as they can, and Santi Moar already has plenty of talent, as you can see here in some of these highlights.
And Moar, we saw him score a goal against Sporting Kansas City in the preseason already, and he has just been on a roll, getting his footing in with Phoenix FC. You see him scored a goal there against his now current team, but another guy added into the mix of a Phoenix team that set records last year and may be poised to do so again this year.
Yeah, you see him scoring with his left foot, his right foot. Listen, you never know who's watching these games, even if you're under a 1-year, maybe a 2-year contract with a second one an option. There's always going to be someone out there watching.
And now let's stay in the desert. Las Vegas Lights FC loses striker Irvin Parra to Landon Donovan's expansion side, San Diego Loyal SC. And Parra last year had a hat-trick. That was his trademark game against Tacoma. And the hair dye there, a little bit reminiscent of his new owner, Landon Donovan's early Frosted Tips days back in the day.
Listen, there's going to be plenty of eyes on that Loyal Ochre tonight, and maybe Parra can get on the goal sheet as well.
A lot of former MLS and U.S. soccer legends have gotten involved in this league, and now PAR are looking to help Landon Donovan's team, and if he keeps doing things like that, he is going to help them out plenty. Now, Taylor Muller, who joined Charleston Battery way back in 2012, packed up, heading west to Tacoma Defiance. And finally, Lebo Moloto, an explosive player who didn't make the MLS jump with Nashville SC as they joined the MLS, looks to be a catalyst for the new and improved FC Tulsa in 2020.
Yeah, FC Tulsa has obviously struggled at times last year, but this guy can put the ball in the back of the net. Nice finish there with the one touch, and yeah, anything he can bring to Tulsa will be immense help to them.
You wonder if he starts doing well with Tulsa, if Nashville regrets not bringing him up. But those are just a few of the moves that were made this offseason. Time will tell what impact these players will have on their respective teams, but it is setting the stage for a very, very fun 10th season of USL Championship Soccer.
Come on, come on. Nice and tight here. Bring it in tighter. Nice and tight.
Everything we do matters. Very few people in the world ever get an opportunity like this.
We talked about making history, right? And what are you going to do to change history? When it's your turn to make a tackle, are you going to make that tackle? Are you going to score the goal? Are you going to make the save and throw a few miracles for us? Grab your freaking moments. That's my point.
Huge credit to every one of you. Massive performance coming on, the way that you press, and please for every one of you.
This is an awesome time, and we're going to show them that we're for real. We are for real because we all believe in each other, right? This is our moment. This is our moment to shine.
Every single day, guys, we have to fight to create our identity.
Take your moment within the games and make them your moments. Let's go out there and kick. Come on. Let's go. 1, 2, 3.
Two U.S. men's national team legends are set to square off as Landon Donovan leads San Diego Loyal SC into their inaugural USL Championship match against Eric Winalda and the Las Vegas Lights. In front of a raucous crowd at Torero Stadium, it's Donovan versus Winalda, this time from the sidelines, as the USL Championship returns to ESPN Networks. Don't miss out. The 2020 championship season kicks off Saturday, March 7th at 10 p.m. Eastern.
Hey guys, how's it going? Kelsey Steele, Scott Stewart here from USL HQ in beautiful Tampa, Florida. How better to get this season going than laying out our top signings
to get a more advanced position on the field.
Sit in. It's Jimmy Oxford!
Himself from attacking the back four, gets that chance to bury it. That gives Earl Edwards Jr. absolutely no chance. Why? Because it's in the top corner. You're never going to have a chance. It's over the wall. It's the perfect.
Popped up Moore with the left.
Oh!
And Moore with the second goal. He now has a brace.
Look at the touch there. That's Soler. Great ball over the top by Wehan. And then how about the shot here?
Back here at Subaru Park. And it was a eventful first half, but 0-0 still on the scoreboard. Joe Malfa here alongside Ross Davenport. And take a look around the league now. Some news and notes from across USL Championship. And we've got ourselves a few new kids on the block, Ross.
Yeah, Miami FC seems to be getting back in the league. They've obviously, well, not back in the league, I should say, back in national soccer world, we should say. Obviously, back, you know, the days in the NASL and now US, and then NPSL, excuse me, and now with the USL Championships. Great to see him.
San Diego Loyal as well, and then Donovan's club. And if you want to follow those two teams or any other of the 33 other teams of the 35, there's an app for that. USL launched a new app. You can find it anywhere that you get your apps, and there is a contest going on. If you register and you pick your favorite team, you are automatically entered in a contest to win a jersey for that team. So I got mine in. Picked a couple of the kits that I thought looked most interesting. And then one more, not done yet. Tim Howard, part owner, part front office manager for Memphis 901 FC, decided to take the gloves back and put them on and play for them as well as a player, coach, manager, front office, everything. Doing it all for Memphis. Exciting to see him back between the pipes. We'll see how that goes. Back for first half highlights in a moment. Still 0-0 here at Subaru Park between Philadelphia Union 2 and Loudoun United FC. Joe Malfa here alongside Ross Davenport with you on ESPN Plus, and it's not 0-0 for a lack of action. There were chances both ways, but neither team able to capitalize on their opportunities. Part of that was good play by the keepers after we got things kicked off here at Subaru Park. Early on, the better of the play went to Philadelphia. And they had a couple of early opportunities, but good stout play at the back from Wheat, as you see there. Another look. Borgelin and Wheat have been going at it all night. Wheat won that battle, and the defense has won most of the battles for both sides, actually, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, this is the one that Aliandora went back. He got himself away from Dante Huckabee and just put his header right at Matt Freese. He could have gone either side. 6 yards out, that would have been an easy goal.
He couldn't believe it. Matt Freese happy to see it pop right towards his face, not have to dive either way, and see the net ripple. On the other side, Picasso curling that one towards the back post, but not enough pace to trouble Miller on the dive. Easy gather for him.
Yeah, Picasso seems to have shaken off that early ankle injury. He is again here with a playing supplier.
This was one of the better opportunities for Shintu. Had the space he needed, teed it up on the left foot, but just did not have the final shot. DeVries here was able to play a ball across the face of goal that was almost deflected in by Saravia. Kept in, kept play alive, but nothing able to come of it in the end for Philadelphia.
Yeah, Saravia almost made a big mess of that one on the back post. He was just trying to be too fancy with that. I'm sure he knew somebody was behind him, but this one here, he should have just cleared it away. He was trying to flick it. I think it was a good thing he didn't get a touch on it. That might have left it right there for Borgelin.
The stats seem to favor Philadelphia in terms of chances created. 5 shots to Loudoun's 2. Only 1 shot on target each. Possession, though, very heavy favor to Loudoun, but as we were talking about off air, possession doesn't really matter if you don't do anything with it. They only have those 2 shots to show for it, Ross.
Yeah, not too many quality chances for either side. Well, it's interesting to see how long either manager makes to make some changes or perhaps push some bodies more forward into the box.
Speaking with them both this week in the conference calls, they both looked at that 60-minute mark for some possible substitutions. But this is only game 1. They'll figure things out and beyond tonight. Here's Philadelphia's upcoming schedule. They have a bit of a road trip after opening up at home. Dates with North Carolina FC and Charleston Battery before a 3-game homestand back here at Subaru Park as we get into the full swing of the upcoming schedule for Philadelphia. Now on the flip side for Loudoun, it's another year where they start with a road trip. They did it last year. It put them in a bit of a hole, and as you see that there, at 5 A's in a row did not look like my report card. At Atlanta United, at the Miami FC, Indy 11, Pittsburgh Riverhounds, and New York Red Bulls 2. Doesn't really get much tougher than that. 6 road games to start.
Yeah, Ryan Martin, we talked to him about it. He's not too scared of it. He thinks it's a good chance for his team to really gel and come together.
The good thing about having all those early road games, it means you're going to have a lot of late home games, so they will make up for it. Back for the second half in a moment. Back for the second half now. We are set to get underway here at Subaru Park. Doesn't look like there were any subs made. And as I say that, they break the huddle. And there are 2 substitutions for Philadelphia. Get those to you in a moment. Ted Di-Pietro comes in for Elvis Amo for Loudoun United. We'll get you the substitution on the other side in a moment as well for Philadelphia. Back underway here in the second half at Subaru Park. Joe Malfa alongside Ross Davenport with you. Flores plays through, finds Borgelin, takes a shot that's blocked out for a corner. Early chance possibly now for Philadelphia. It is Issa Rayon coming in for Nathan Harriel on the Philly side.
Yeah, Philly a little short-handed tonight with only the 5 subs. Leaves them obviously with 1 now for this entire second half. No real forward on the bench for them.
DeVries looks to send this one in with his left foot. Players crashing in. This one over everybody, though, on the far side. And Turner's just going to let that one go. Nobody to gather on that backside for Philadelphia. Chance squandered.
Yeah, disappointing free kick there from DeBris.
Somebody's got to throw it in. Saravia gets out to it. Paredes tries to hold up there, but taken away, Picasso. Paredes somehow gets out of that one and allows Neiman to put it further up the pitch.
Ooh, big collision there.
Good DiPietro's first touch. Back now to Douay. Philadelphia looks like they're going with that high pressure right out of the gates here in the second half. That gave Loudoun fits the 2 times they employed it in the first half.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll see Issa Rayan get forward. And he lasted 1 year at Duke. He was the ACC Freshman of the Year there. Started 25 games for this Philadelphia Union 2 side last season, so very familiar with getting minutes in this USL Championship.
Lundegaard not able to get that one fully clear. Picasso takes it back for Philadelphia. Again, if you're just joining us, first half saw some action both ways, but nothing to show for it on the scoreboard after these teams combined for plenty of goals when they met last season. A 3-3 draw in Loudoun's home game and a 5-2 win for Philadelphia here. Not much of an all-time series, as last year was Loudoun's first season in the USL Championship. Just 1-0-1 in favor of Philadelphia. And a very late offside flag. Gives possession back to Philadelphia, who works quickly. Issa Rayan, as you mentioned before, gets some early touches here in the second half. Surveys his options, wanted somebody in the box, it seemed, for a cross. Instead loses possession, does well to win it back and keep things alive for Philadelphia. Turner back to Rayan. Flores with it. Unable to find any channels, though, through which to play. They got to go all the way out now to the left side. They play through Flores once again. In the box, Turner with it, falls to him. Shintu trying to turn, takes a shot, and it's over the bar.
May have got a deflection, but goal kick is the call. Shintu's had a few quality chances tonight to get it on net, hasn't done so.
Philadelphia did a good job of keeping that alive right around the box. Loudoun seemed to have a couple of opportunities to clear, couldn't take any of them, and almost paid for it in the end.
Yeah, he drew 4 players on him. He'd almost better off just passing it out to the right, and giving his teammate a shot from the wing. He was just crowded out of it in the end with Shintu.
Rayan battles with Garay on the sideline for it. Douay has been stout at the back so far for Loudoun. The captain, oldest player on the team, they'll rely on him to be a stabilizing force. Goes with Borgelin now. DeVries can't get on the end of that one. And Miller gathers. We'll see how DiPietro gets worked into this one for Loudoun. Substitution at halftime. Another 18-year-old, a very young team. On it now. Out of Oakton, Virginia. As have many players on this Loudoun side. Came up to the DC United Academy rankings. Played on the Loudoun squad last year as a academy play-up, and now officially signed his pro contract with Loudoun in January. Gamble takes his space, plays through. Paredes tries to cut back, loses the ball. And Evans able to clear. Everything there for Paredes, except he forgot the ball in the end.
It was a great run right down the channel by Gamble. Drew some defenders in. Allowed the space for Paredes, but he got the ball caught under his feet.
DiPietro finds Neiman in some space, takes a shot. Quick left-handed save by Freeze. And now a foul just outside the box, so the chance will stay alive here for Loudoun, who will get a free kick in a dangerous spot. But another look now at that save by Freeze, the best he's had to make all night.
Yeah, I'm not sure how much he really knew about it. It either got him right on the top of the shoulder or the left arm. We'll take another look from this good angle here. Yeah, definitely got a good quick left arm up. That was key, otherwise he would have been beaten inside that near post.
tremendous reaction save. Keeps this deadlocked at zeros. Paredes is known to have a very lively left foot, so I wouldn't rule out a shot from this position if he feels ambitious enough to go for that back post.
Yeah, you can see Matt Freese on his toes. He knows exactly what might be coming. He's got to be careful of that near post, especially. He's got 2 men in the wall, though.
Undor will be one of the target men here in the penalty spot. Paredes whips it in. Cleared away by Borgelin, it looked like, in that mass of bodies. Even in Paredes, keep it alive. Ray back out to Paredes, whose touch is too heavy, and DeVries does a good job turning away with possession of the ball. Douay almost able to win it back for Loudoun. Now employing a high pressure of their own and trying to lock Philadelphia in. They're able to beat it for the moment. Flores surveys his options. Shintu making a run. He finds him. Does the flag stay down? Didn't matter. Couldn't get on the end of it anyway. It would have been a very close call if he would have been able to bring that one in, as to whether or not the flag went up. Seemed like he might have timed the run perfectly, but we will never know. Could not bring it down.
It was a nice run through the channel from Shintu. Things have been a little more lively here the first 7 minutes of the second half. Both teams looking to move the ball a little quicker. Get into that final third.
This is how it was in the first half as well. A lively first few minutes before the team settled in.
See Gamble pushing a little more further forward now with Amo off.
DeVries has probably seen more action in the first 7 minutes here than he did in that first half. We've called his name a bunch. He's drifted from side to side. He started on the left, now on the right, now in the middle. And he was your player to watch on the night for Philadelphia. What have you seen out of him so far?
Yeah, he's been very active in periods. I think he's sort of been maybe given a sort of a free role by Sven Garten to just wherever he's finding the space, settle in there, cause some havoc. He's had a couple of sloppy touches, but you can see the talent is definitely there.
Ray, and anytime that he's had the ball at his feet, it's been seemingly Velcroed to it.
He's brought some energy to the field, Ray, and you can see everything he does is at a very fast pace. Whether it's clapping his hands or passing that ball, he's a good energy guy to bring off the bench.
Not hard to see why he did so well in his 1 year at Duke. Tiger Evans was lively early on. Settled into it more, hasn't done a ton. DeVries in some space. On his left foot, that's his favorite foot. As a go that is blocked. Good battle between Flores and Gamble that Flores wins. Philadelphia on its front foot now. Kudapetro able to win it for the moment. But again, high pressure back on from Philadelphia. Rain again towards the end line. Douay there, ricochets off a couple of bodies, stays in is the call. And now Loudoun able to get it clear.
That was great work by Ray there. Douay fell asleep for half a second. He thought the ball was going to go out for a goal kick, but Rayan got the other side of him and almost managed to get a decent cross in.
And now a tremendous run up. Draws the free kick. It was Huckabee ranging up from his center back spot. Huckabee weaves through a few Loudoun defenders before finally he is taken down just on the outskirts of where we might see an ambitious shot here.
And we'll see what DeVries thinks about it. He looks like he's perhaps setting up for a shot. It was great work by Dante Huckabee. See a 16-year-old central defender taking teams on like that.
A couple of young defenders have been prone to taking players on now here in the second half between Rayan and Huckabee.
And one thing DeVries might try here is chip it in towards the penalty spot. Maybe try and get Colin Miller to commit.
And again, as we touched on in the first half, between Shintu, Borgelin, and Ofemu, who has 3 players over 6'3" to target. DeVries does fancy a shot. Goes wide. Well
struck, but Colin Miller always had that one covered.
Seemed like he was hoping to catch Miller drifting towards that back post, waiting for a cross. But Miller always there and sees it safely wide. Getting set for another substitution here for Loudoun. Ali Undor is going to give way.
Loudoun United substitution, leaving the match, number 9, Ali Endor. Entering the match, number 21, Josh Feoli.
Josh Feoli checks in. A recent addition to the squad. And right away thrust into action, sends a ball across, but neither Gamble nor Paredes there. Interesting to see Undor lifted at this stage of the match, but perhaps tired legs in your first game of the season.
Yeah, he was a lot more effective in those first 15 to 20 minutes. We didn't see much of him after that, though. Loudoun's played very well defensively. They've crowded guys out in the box, not allowed any space. As a result, they haven't had much going forward, but obviously the defensive side of things is where Ryan Martin really wants to focus things.
Feoli getting some real good early touches here. Kudipetro, another halftime substitution, couldn't do anything with that. But so far the substitutions that we've seen have sparked something. Rayan's got on a few good runs. Kudipetro has had a few good touches in the middle of the park, and already Feoli has almost sprung 2 attacks.
Yeah, just providing a different look, a lot quicker than Endor. Just makes you think about things as a defender, especially when your legs start to get a little tired. The last thing you want to see is a speedy guy coming off the bench, making you run even more.
Sent in on the cross, but nobody able to get there for Loudoun. Headed clear by Philadelphia as they look to range forward. Wheat, though, able to come across and clear as Borgelin was onto it. Borgelin goes at it with Douay. Back to Rayan, who has changed the complexion of this game down the right side. Gamble looks a turn taken down, and whistle blown by Thomas Snyder.
That's going to be a yellow card. That's one of the easiest ones you'll get as Turner stops the quick free kick.
Ladies and gentlemen, a yellow card caution has been issued to Union
Another look
2's
at that
number
yellow
13,
card from
Cole
Turner.
That caution occurs in the 60th minute.
Yeah.
Not for the foul. We're trying to stop that quick attack by Loudoun, which he did successfully. Question is it worth the yellow in the end? And now you have to kind of watch yourself whenever you're going for a challenge for however long he's in the remainder of this match.
It's a professional foul, but you like to save those ones more for the ones inside your final third when you know you're going to be in real trouble if you don't pull the guy back or on the fast break. Bit of a waste there for Cole Turner.
Saw the speed from Feoli again on the long ball. Gamble tries to battle through, but DeVries, who's now back on the left side once again, able to dig that one out of the corner for Philadelphia. Paredes keeps it alive to Neiman, but a poor touch. Borgelin.
Loudoun's got some bodies forward here. Union's got to be, if they can get back the other way, they got a chance to overload him, but slow it down a bit.
Picasso unable to do anything with it. Advantage played here. Kudipetro wants to keep going forward, but the pass too long for Gamble. Feoli, all Patriot League first team last year for Loyola. Next stoppage, we'll be seeing another substitution for Philadelphia as well. Game has settled down now at the hour mark after some nervy action early in the second half. So far, both halves, Ross, mirroring each other. A lot of action at the beginning, first 7 to 10 minutes. but then both teams settling into a sort of groove.
Yeah, most of the action has been in that middle third. See if these substitutes make any difference in that regard. Come the Union now with a bit of space.
Picasso looks to find Shinto, but the pass not there. Game getting a bit more physical as well here in the second half. Here comes that substitution. It's going to be the youngster McGlynn checking into this one.
Union 2, second
Danny
substitution.
Flores checking out.
Leaving the match, number 56, Danny Flores. Entering the match, number 65, Jack McGlynn.
McGlynn also recently signed his homegrown deal for Philadelphia. A lot of guys on both of these teams came up through the academies and have just recently, within the last month or so, signed their contracts.
Yeah, we'll see where Jack McGlynn. I was going to say it looks like a minute more of an offensive substitution. McGlynn, as you can see, settling in just behind the front guys, while Flores was more of a defensive midfielder. So Sven Garten showing his intentions here. He wants this win.
Had some good play when they've pressed, and see how McGlynn maybe changes the complexion of this one. Ball sent up towards Shinto. Flag stays down. In on goal with Miller. Takes a shot. Saved by Miller. That's a save apiece now for both of these keepers in this second half to keep the game deadlocked at 0. So
Shinto looked slightly offside when this was played, but flag stayed down.
I was waiting for the flag to pop as well, but Shinto took advantage of it almost.
It was a weak effort in the end. It could have been a little awkward for Colin Miller. That was one of those ones where you sort of expect him to go far post or near post. It went right at Colin Miller. He did well enough to get a leg behind it, though.
Uwe in acres of space on the left side. Nobody able to show for him, and he's got to turn it back to Lundegaard.
You can see Jack McGlynn pressuring here. It's part of almost of a front three now for Philadelphia. He's probably just sitting down just behind those front two, Shinto and Borgelin.
Gamble in some space. Feoli running towards the penalty spot. Finds Paredes. Battle for it at the top of the box. Paredes goes down. Absolutely nothing there. Chance to whip it in now for Saravia. Finds Neiman in some space at the top of the box. Kudapetro facing away from goal. Couldn't do anything with it. Now is able to turn towards goal. Slots it into Gamble. Philadelphia able to deal with it.
Yeah, players just taking that 1 or 2 extra touches inside the box instead of that snap shot. Part of it's because they're getting bodies, both teams getting bodies quickly behind the ball when they are in danger.
There's something on again here. Gamble with Feoli and Kudapetro. Turns, taken down, and that'll draw a whistle and perhaps a card.
Yeah, another run. We've seen it a couple of times tonight from Michael Gamble, straight down the throat of the Philadelphia Union defense. Ryan just grabbed him with the right hand, yep. And then Gordon with the left as well on the way down. Good work from the former Wake Forest player. Yep, didn't allow it. A bit of a silly foul. He wasn't really going anywhere, Gamble. He had help back. Did Ryan. Dangerous free kick spot here, though. It might be a little too central for a real quality attempt, but we'll see. So Neiman wants a piece of it, perhaps.
Two dangerous players standing over at Neiman with the right foot, Paredes with the left. No card produced by Snyder for that one. Again, just a talking to. As we touched on in the first half, he's really relying on his voice to calm things down rather than issuing cards. So far, just 2 cards still issued. 1 to Cole Turner. On the other side, 1 to Alexandre Saravia.
And he's done a good job tonight, Snyder, Mr. Snyder. Not stopping it, making sure there's no flash points. We'll see what happens. This is a tough one for a goalkeeper because Fries has to put him right in the middle of the goal. He can't really go either side. He's just got to try and stay in the middle of his goal and peek a look behind the wall.
Neiman.
Also makes it a little more difficult for the shooter as well.
Neiman or Paredes. It's Neiman, and it's just over the bar.
Good effort from Neiman there. Got it over the wall and around it, just not quite low enough.
It's got to be a scary sight for a goalkeeper. Neiman and Paredes both standing over it. It was Neiman. It was well struck. And it might have beaten Fries to that top corner, but does just go over the bar.
You saw Saravia just hanging out on the edge of the wall. Well, the new laws these days say you can't be part of the wall as an offensive play. He was just off to the edge of it, but did enough to create some questions in Matt Freese's mind. Again, Joe, I'm not sure, as you said, he might not have got there, but decent enough strike. We've seen a lot more action here in the second half. It's come alive a little bit this game.
Now Philadelphia looking for some more of that offensive action. It's Shintu. Can't quite get it to Picasso, but he wins it anyway. Back to Shintu, DeVries, who has been all over the place in this second half. We've seen him central as he is now on the right wing and the left wing. Ryan wants a handball, doesn't get the call, but still has the ball at his feet. Towards the end line, whips it across, dangerous area. Loudoun able to get it out of the box, but to Turner, poor clearance, ships it towards the back post. Falls into no man's land, ends up a corner.
Well, I mean, it looked like he was going to come for it initially. Then I thought he misjudged the distance and thought his defenders were going to deal with it. And then in the end, neither of them did. That could have been very dangerous if a Union player was there to jump on it. Shintu kind of let it go too.
I'm not sure what they were doing back there. Miller took a step forward, then took a step back. Lundegaard and Weed, and ended up going out for a corner.
Yeah, Shintu's got to be a little more jumping on that ball. Get in there.
Service in, headed towards the goal, cleared off the line. Douay there. Paredes taken down, no call, and the shove from behind came from Evans. Good group of Loudoun fans traveled, voicing their displeasure with that one. Evans with some nice footwork. McGlynn finds Rayan in some space, the two subs connecting there. Picasso tries to get it back to Rayan, he's taken down. No call, good tackle from Douay. Risky challenge in the box, but executes it to perfection.
No, a very brave tackle there from Douay. Let's take another look at it here. He was almost beaten, and the angle that Rayan was coming in on, if there'd been any kind of contact without the ball, it would have been a definite PK.
In towards Shintu, can't get a good touch to it. Was onside again. Philadelphia threatening. Shintu has been timing his runs very well, and it's created some dangerous opportunities for Philadelphia.
And again, the addition of McGlynn, just pushing more bodies forward, more forward and forward as this half goes on. But again, they might open themselves up at the back here. We've got some numbers here for Loudoun.
Paredes trying to get out of the end of this one. Feoli gets it to Paredes on the left foot. The shot saved by Freeze. Matty Ice cool under pressure once again as Paredes takes one from the outside of the box. And this game, Ross, as you said, has totally opened up ever since McGlynn has checked in.
Yeah, it started to a little before that, but the addition of him has really changed things. Nice touch there.
And it's opened things up both ways as Philadelphia has gone forward, but they've been a little bit more vulnerable at the back with Flores now out on the sideline.
Yeah, for sure. The entrance of Feoli, excuse me, has also changed things on the other end, as you said, Joe. I think we might see a goal before this one's over.
Both coaches opt for offensive substitutions, and have we seen this game change? This one into Gamble in space, takes the shot, but it's off the outside of his foot. Can't get a good foot to it. Chances coming at each end now at rapid pace.
What a run by Gamble. What a pass by Paredes, right on the mark, and Gamble really should have done better from 8 yards out.
One more substitution, the final one coming now from Philadelphia. The board said 14 out, 48 in, and that's what we get. DeVries checks out. Zandy checks in.
Final substitution, leaving the match.
When Zandy comes in and does something offensively, good things happen for this Philadelphia team.
Number 38, Zach Zandy.
3-0-0 when he scores, 3-0-2 when he assists. And his last goal and last assist, you guessed it, came last season against Loudoun in that 5-2 victory.
Yep, started a bunch of games for them last season, 27 games. In 2019, had 3 goals. Former Villanova star, Reading United, just around the corner in Westchester. Surprised he didn't start this game.
22-year-old, I guess on the older side at just 22 because of the youth that we see on both of these teams. McGlynn gets it wide for Borgelin. The lineup out there will be the lineup the rest of the way for Philadelphia. Shintu lays it off for Zandon. Outlet Slip pass, Feoli. Working on Ofemu. Taken down cleanly. Ofemu with a bit of a finger wag there. He knew he got that one cleanly, and he did.
Joe, when you asked Sven Garten during the week who he'd probably bring on in a 1-0 game, he said, well, I really want this whole team to turn things around, or on a 1-0 the other way. He didn't really pick out any particular player that he wanted to bring on, and he said he was going to make his 3 subs no matter the score. They've been very effective on the offensive side of things so far. We'll see if Zandy can also get involved. You see him pushing up high on that left-hand side.
It's been good for them offensively, has left them more vulnerable defensively. 18.5 minutes left of the 90. For all the talk we had about these teams' defenses last year and the 3-3 scoreline and the 5-2 scoreline when they met, you did jokingly quip that maybe tonight we'll get a 0-0 draw. Well, we're about 75% of the way there.
Yeah, the first half definitely looked like it was going to be 0-0, but both coaches have made nice changes here, nice positive changes on the offensive side of things in this second half. And we'll see if we get that first goal. You think we might get 3 or 4 if the first one goes in?
I don't know if 75% is the right number. I wasn't a math major, but you get the idea. We're almost towards the end of this one, and we're still 0-0. Due finds Gamble. That's it back to his left. In space for Kudapetro, and his pass looking for Feoli, flashing in front of the goal. It's knocked out for a corner.
The addition of Kudapetro has opened things up for Gamble. Almost could have taken that back onto his right foot and taken a shot himself, but unselfishly gave it up and had a corner as a result.
Neiman over to take. Delivery from Neiman. Cleared for the moment. Paredes and Ray in battle for it. Picasso sends it up to McGlynn in space. Philadelphia looks to break. McGlynn with it. Has players with him. Zandy knocked away by Kudapetro. 2 subs going at it. Gamble finds Neiman. Flag stays down. Could be an on goal. Ofemu recovers momentarily, falls down, but is bailed out by Huckabee.
It's almost every time a team gets the ball in the middle of third now, it looks like they're going to create a goal scoring chance, but a much more fun second half. Tackle.
Lindegaard looking wise beyond his years on the back line. It was someone you highlighted. Curious to see how a 16-year-old handles himself in the center of a defense. Zandy in space, cuts it towards the goal. Paredes able to clear.
Lindegaard's done very well. Held his own against Borgelin and Shinto.
Brain lays it off for McGlynn. Due able to get it up to Gamble. Now he has it in some space. The captain, elder statesman on this team for Loudoun, hoping to will them to a victory here. Plenty of action these last dozen or so minutes ever since those substitutions, Ross, and it almost seems like it's a matter of time before we get a goal.
Yeah, you see the Union slowing things down now and trying to get some form back into this game. It's just got wide and loose over the last 25 minutes or so.
Evans and Paredes battle. Ball just kept in by Evans. McGlynn chips. Picasso leaves for Evans. Nice play on the backside by Saravia to get it off of Evans, out for a goal kick. Take this time to remind you that the USL Championship returns to the ESPN networks in iconic fashion this evening as 2 U.S. soccer legends collide when Landon Donovan and 2020 newcomers San Diego Loyal SC host Eric Winalda and the Las Vegas Lights FC at 10 p.m. Eastern on ESPN News. Head over there after this one. And now the final substitution for Loudoun. Brandon Williamson, another Duke product, in for Michael Gamble. One Duke product now on each side. Ryan at right back for Philadelphia, and Williamson in the middle for Loudoun.
Yeah, I thought Gamble was really starting to come into his own in this second half. A little bit of a strange substitution by Ryan Martin, but again, he knows him pretty much better than anybody else, having coached him at Wake Forest. Spent last season in Chile playing in the 2nd division there.
Didn't see a ton of action down there. That's why he wanted to come back here. And he saw plenty of action tonight. Unable to have anything to show for it, though. Williamson enters this one. 21-year-old, 2018 All-ACC 2nd team, and Duke's team MVP as voted on by his teammates. On the ball now. First touch, poor one, loses possession. Man down on the backside for Philadelphia. Play goes on as they look to take their space here and attack. Rayan goes at Douay. It's by him on the right wing, but Douay does a good job to recover. No call there as Rayan got a little shove in on Douay and earns a corner for Philadelphia. That battle has been intense ever since Rayan has checked into this game.
Yeah, it's been a fun one. We thought the De Vries versus Douay battle was going to be the one to watch, but this has been a lot more exciting between Rayan and Douay. Good shoulder-to-shoulder battle there. Douay got back to his feet quickly. Gave up the corner, but better than the dangerous cross, that's for sure.
Loudoun will have to deal with their 4th corner of the night. And it's easily gathered by Miller off his line. Can he spring something here? Long roll out to Paredes, but nobody with him. He has to go back to Williamson for the moment. Williamson's long ball cut off. But a slip by Evans allows Paredes to get the ball back. Feoli, nobody with him. Turns his attention towards goal. On his right foot, in the middle. Neiman can't get there quick enough. Evans finally looks to clear again, but instead it's just out for a throw. And now he's down on the ground.
There was a good pinch in there by Issa Ryan. His center backs were otherwise occupied. He had to come in from that right back spot to help out and clear that one away. Dangerous cutback.
The Loudoun Stampede, as they call themselves, making their voices heard on this road trip to Philadelphia.
It's great to see for the first game of the season on a chilly Saturday night.
Dozen minutes. No substitutions remaining. Martin, Gartung, exhausted all of their options. The 22 out there, or the 22 that will finish barring injury. Teams looking to get this season started on the right foot. Both finished towards the bottom of the table. Loudoun ahead of Philadelphia last year, just 4 spots out of a playoff spot. It was a very tight race towards the bottom. Only 4 points separated them from a playoff spot. But as I mentioned, they were also near the bottom of the table in a hotly contested Eastern Conference. All about getting off to a good start, though. Philadelphia hoping that this 5th corner of the match for them could get them on the board. Lundegaard concedes this time. Ross, what have been your thoughts on the 16-year-old tonight? He was somebody that you really wanted to watch coming into this one.
No, he's not the biggest lad in the world. He was going up against 2 towers at the front of that Philadelphia Union line, and he's done very well as Lundegaard tonight. Again, one of these many academy products. Only had 1 appearance last year, but he's probably going to see a lot more of him here in 2020.
McGlynn whips in. Flicked on, but nobody there for Philadelphia, and Williamson able to clear it.
Yeah, another good delivery from McGlynn. Got a nice little left foot.
Evans sends it right back into the mixer. Miller there to make the grab. This game has slowed down now over the last 5 minutes after we saw about 15 minutes of just non-stop attack back and forth.
It's almost like one of those most middle school soccer games when teams run out of gas and it's just going from one end to the other with no midfield at all. But yeah, teams have run out of gas a little bit here and just trying to maybe get a little second win going into the last 8 or 9 minutes.
Rayan sends long, Lundegaard sends it out. And a chance here maybe for Philadelphia to get something going on the deep throw. Flag will go up on Shintu. Fans follow Philadelphia Union 2 and the rest of the USL Championship all season long on ESPN+, home to the USL, MLS, UFC, and more. Join the nearly 8 million sports fans who have already discovered ESPN+ and watch the championship live every week. Sign up today at ESPNplus.com. And some UFC action tonight as well. A big title fight between Adesanya and Romero coming up probably around midnight. ESPN Plus has plenty to offer you.
Yeah, we've had a ton of Major League Rugby in that third professional season for them. All that on ESPN, well, the majority of that on ESPN Plus, I should say, all the games today. And tomorrow, you'll catch plenty of that on Sunday as well.
Under 10 remaining here of the 90. And now, Ross, if you're either of these coaches and you've exhausted all of your subs, what really can be done to give your team one last prod, one last spark?
Yes, I think a lot of it has to come vocally from you on the sideline, but you can make the little change here and there as well if you see a weak spot, perhaps somebody getting tired on the other side.
Stay up to date with news and highlights from across the USL Championship and League One by downloading the official league app today. Search United Soccer League in the App Store and Google Play and download today to enjoy news, giveaways, competitions, and more. I mentioned earlier, if you sign up now and you pick a favorite team, you'll be entered into a drawing to win the jersey of that favorite team. Perhaps it's Philly Union 2, excuse me, who is on the attack here, but that one headed clear on the back by Wheat. Not far enough. Shintu. But Sarabia able to gather now.
I really like these Loudoun jerseys, Joe. I think I might have to go re-enter and add them to my favorite teams.
Got to stay unbiased at least for 10 more minutes. Can't pick a favorite yet.
It's a great app, though. I will say the USL didn't rush that. They didn't rush this app, and it came out just last week or two, and it's a beautiful app.
Philadelphia United, as I was starting to say before, does not exist. You've got Loudoun United or Philadelphia Union. Nice turn by Paredes. Seemed like Snyder wanted to blow the whistle, brought it up to his mouth, but kept it quiet. Paredes still on the ground.
I think that was a great no call. Paredes did make the great turn, but the Union defender had position on him.
Plenty of space to work with here for Rayan. And we've seen him do some damage with that space tonight. But that ball goes nowhere. Lundegaard chips forward to Neiman. Give this one chase, but Ofemu able to gather easily. Pressure here from Paredes, who's back to his feet. Narrowly avoided some danger there. On the backside was Evans. Excuse me, rather that was Huckabee.
Yeah, you could hear the crowd screaming man on. Even if his teammates weren't, they were letting him know exactly what was going on behind him. It was very close to it being an awful giveaway.
Rayan takes his space towards the box. Bangs into Lundegaard, knocks another player over. And Lundegaard's able to take it clear. I tell you, Ross, whenever Rayan has put his head down and gone to goal, not much has been stopping him.
He's like a bull in a china shop there, just knocking people all over the place. But yeah, he's been an effective sub. Said that energy guy. See if he can provide just one little bit here. You'd think it might come down to one mistake or one real piece of quality play to open this game and get that potentially game-winning goal. We haven't seen it just yet, though. Been a couple of times where both teams' fans have had their hearts in their mouths. That's going to be a yellow card here on Ofemu.
Good professional foul from Ofemu. Paoli has already flashed his speed that far away from goal. Might as well just grab him, not give him the opportunity, because he would have gotten free. He could have been on towards goal.
He had the old seatbelt tackle. The jersey looks like a seatbelt on them sometimes, and they got the arm over there like the seatbelt of Ofemu.
Immediately the hands go up as if to say, I didn't do anything, but 9 times out of 10 when the hands go up, it's to signal that, yes, you did indeed do something.
That was a good professional foul. As you said, Jay, he was beaten, had to do something.
Kudapetro called offside. Saw 15 minutes of nonstop action, a bit of a lull, and things picking up again now, Ross, with 5 minutes to go in the 90. Imagine we'll have 3 minutes or so of stoppage time added as well. Haven't been too many lengthy delays here in the second half that would add a lot more.
I think all things considered, both coaches will be relatively pleased with the way their teams have played tonight. As I said, with these affiliate sides, it's almost like an extended preseason. A lot of these guys haven't played together in the warm-ups as a full side. Both teams looked a lot more solid defensively than they were last year. They both had a couple of quality scoring chances.
Weren't too many clean sheets for either side last year, as Philadelphia allowed the 4th most goals in the league, 78 of them. Loudoun the 8th most at 65. Neither of them conceding so far tonight. So that final whistle blows, you never know, especially tonight, how we've seen some attacks come seemingly out of nowhere. Not going to come from that, as McGlynn's pass is intercepted, but maybe here, as DiPietro sends Faoli on a run. He gets through in some space, possibly here, taken down. And the whistle blows. Snyder was waiting for that one.
That could be
Didn't
a red
want
card.
to blow right away. He might be reaching for the red.
Well, he changed his mind. Well, I think he may have had a word with the assistant referee. He was going to that top pocket for the red, the referee. And if you watch this again, was this the last defender here?
It was close. He initially, as you mentioned, reached for the top pocket, ended up going to the back pocket instead for the yellow.
I think there was enough help coming from the opposite side that he would have been perhaps caught, but he went for the red card initially, and then his AR may have had a word in his ear. And he probably quite rightly changed his mind to the yellow. Huckabee's a lucky man.
Officials using those earpieces to their advantage, talking that one out, getting the call right. But just as I had said, attacks tonight have been kind of seemingly coming out of nowhere, and with Faoli's speed, that's exactly how it could happen. Without that foul, he might have been in one-on-one with Matt Freese.
Yeah, I mentioned earlier about a professional foul being worth it. That was definitely one worth it there by Faoli. On Faoli, excuse me. By Huckabee.
Philadelphia's taken 12 shots tonight, 2 on target. Loudoun 5 shots, 3 on target. The number that matters, though, a pair of zeros right now in the scoreline. And even hoping a delivery here can change that.
Yeah, the Union defense sitting very deep. You normally see them sitting on the edge of the 18-yard box in free kicks in position with the positions like this. Sitting on their penalty spot at the moment. We'll see if they have a little offside trap set up, perhaps.
Neiman still waiting for it after Snyder talked to a couple of players. Delivery, back post towards Faoli. Headed clear, looked like Ofemu rising to meet it. Paredes trying to keep it alive. Double teamed on the touch line. Sent back in towards the box, but too long for everybody. Easy gather for Freese, danger averted for Philadelphia. There's been a lot of near chances tonight. That Faoli one as well, where players seem to be possibly in on goal, if not for a foul or just a late heavy touch. But there's been some good attacking play, but again, neither team able to make the most of any opportunity this evening so far.
Yeah, one thing is the subs have definitely made an impact. You want to see these guys come on and make a difference in the game, and they definitely have tonight on both sides.
Rayan, one of those guys, slots it in now through to Zandy, another sub. Can he do anything with it? End line, still in, towards the middle. Taken away, Shintu towards the goal, off the post. Shintu intercepted that one from McGlynn, and McGlynn is irate about it. But Shintu still almost put it in the back of the net. Miller will be thankful for that post this evening.
Yeah, we take another look at that. If you let it run to McGlynn, but lovely work here by Zandy. We just talked about how well Lindegaard had been playing. Yeah, Zandy, excuse me, Shintu just kind of took it off the toes of McGlynn. As you said, Joe, wrapped it off the post.
Being told 3 minutes of stoppage time on the way. Advantage played here from Snyder. Borgelin can't do anything with it, and now the whistle blows. Is it for Borgelin being taken down, or is Snyder bringing it back to the original?
Well,
it's kind of in between both of those spots right now, so I don't know if he's made up his mind yet. And I guess he's just splitting the difference. He is just about exactly halfway between where both of those contact plays happen.
Yeah, I like that decision by Thomas Snyder. It was almost a bit of a long advantage, and then it almost was a second foul as well. And I think, as you said, Joe, he just kind of decided to go between the two, and we'll see if McGlynn can whip one in here towards the penalty spot.
Minutes shown on the board. McGlynn's delivery knocked up into the air, still a danger area, headed towards goal, and now Miller able to pounce on it.
Yeah, just didn't have quite enough height on it. The delivery there from Glenn had just about the pace, but it wasn't high enough to trouble the Loudoun defense. Miller will take his time here, looking for that point on the road.
Looking back on this second half, 2 saves, 1 from either keeper, looming large. Miller made 1 on Shintu. Freeze made a tremendous reflex save with his left hand on Neiman. And then that post that Shintu hit. Would have been better served letting it run through to McGlynn. Ended up doing well with it anyway to get a shot off. Just hit square on the post. If that would have hit the inside of the post, it might have ricocheted in, but hit it square on the front of the post. And Miller thankful for that. Loudoun thankful for that. We're still deadlocked at 0. 90 seconds remaining, allegedly, unless Snyder adds a little bit more. We saw at the end of the first half, he let it go a bit past what the board initially said, and it allowed Philadelphia to have 1 more free kick. Is there anything left in this one? A game that has seen 18 total shots, 13 for Philadelphia, 5 for Loudoun. But again, no goals. Possession split almost evenly, 54-46 in favor of Loudoun. And what has really been a good, strong showing in the opener for both of these teams. McGlynn in towards Shintu, flag stays down. Miller gathers.
Yeah, Shintu's he's had one of those nights tonight where he's been in and around the ball and when it's been in the danger area, but he just hasn't managed to have that final touch and stick it in the back of the net. But it's been impressive tonight.
Paoli tries a fancy flick onto Paredes that is intercepted.
So as a striker, you know, you're just looking to get the opportunities and get yourselves in the right spots sometimes. That's a big part of it as a striker, to get involved. And Shintu's done that tonight. The final product just hasn't been there. Looks like we may just finish up with a 0-0 draw here.
Nearing the end of the 3 added minutes. Just a matter of when Snyder wants to blow that final whistle. That ball out for a throw. We're at the 3. And we won't even get the throw in. 0-0 at the end of this one. These teams combined for 13 goals in their 2 matches last year. Struggled defensively all season long, did both teams, but they both open up with a pair of clean sheets here in this draw tonight. And part of the reason we have clean sheets is the save of the game. Let's take a look at that save of the game presented by Sun East Federal Credit Union. Earlier in the second half, it was Freeze. Neiman took his space into the box and just a tremendous reflex save with the left hand from Freeze.
Yeah, it was a good height for him. You always got to be careful for those near posters. The keeper likes to get beaten on the near post, but obviously it's the closest point to the goal for the striker. And yeah, Freeze had to get his left arm up quickly, and it was a strong one as well.
These teams encouraging showings early on. Ryan Martin, Sven Gartung, head coach of these respective teams, have to be happy. And take a look at the highlights from this evening's 0-0 draw. And about as exciting of a 0-0 draw as you can get between these two teams. Plenty of action after the kickoff. We saw a very exciting first few minutes in both halves. And it all really got started with this header from Undor that went right into the arms of Freeze.
Yeah, as we thought coming into this game, Neiman was behind a lot of the good things that Loudoun did tonight. It was a beautiful cross to Undor, and he really should have done better, the big man.
Didn't get it to either side of Freeze, right at him. And then going the other way. This one curling towards the back post from Picasso. Never really had a chance at making it there, not enough on it. This was probably the best chance of the first half for Philadelphia as Shintu cut to his left foot, had the space, and just put it well over the bar.
Yeah, as we said, Shintu got involved anywhere around the box tonight. As much as you can ask for a striker. He was in and around the action, just couldn't finish.
And then here in the second half, some dicey moments in front. But again, it's Shintu over the bar.
Yeah, that was one of the ones he probably should have laid off to a teammate, sucked in the middle of the defense. Just a little greedy there from him, but you can't fault a striker for doing that occasionally.
And this one here, you just saw it a moment ago for the save of the game. Probably the best opportunity of the match as Neiman is thwarted by Freeze.
Yeah, listen, that ball could have gone anywhere off the top of his arm and into the net. Could have bounced right back to Neiman, but it was a great save by Freeze in the end.
This free kick from DeVries was ambitious. Maybe had a chance if he struck it well, but always going to be very tough trying to catch Miller by surprise. And now this might have been the best chance of the second half. Well, excuse me, second best chance of the second half for Philadelphia, as Miller was forced to make the save. The best chance we'll see in a couple of moments came in the final moments of the game, but Miller matches Freeze with a save there. This foul on Gamble led to this free kick from Neiman that went whiskers over the bar.
Yeah, lived up to expectations in Neiman tonight. That was almost a superb free kick, just didn't quite have enough dip on it.
And then here in the final moments, Paredes trying to do something with it. Not enough on it to beat Freeze towards that near post. This game did have one more chance in it. Ryan and Zandy, the subs, connecting. Goes towards the back post. Could have been a sub-to-sub-to-sub goal if Shintu let that go through to McGlynn. Took it himself off the post. And that was really the last bit of action we had in this one. As you saw, like I said, 0-0, plenty of chances either way. Neither team able to capitalize. And now let's take a look at our stats presented by Sun East Federal Credit Union. Exciting game all around. Possession went Loudoun's way. The shots go Philadelphia's way. And Sven Gartung for Philadelphia, Ryan Martin for Loudoun. Have to both be very happy tonight, Ross.
Yeah, listen, 14 shots created for Philadelphia Union 2. Very nice. But yeah, the first half it was a little disappointing, but the second half more than made up for it with plenty of great action in both ends.
Loudoun United, Philadelphia Union to get a point each out of this one. And they will look to use this as a catapult for the rest of the season. Philadelphia and Loudoun, the United fans, make the trip. Sven Gartung, his debut for Philadelphia, just signed a month ago. Some things to think about, some things to build on, and an all-around good matchup. And that'll do it for us here tonight from my partner, Ross Davenport, and the rest of our crew. I'm Joe Malfa signing off. Thank you for joining us this evening here on ESPN Plus as we kick off the 10th season of USL Championship Soccer. Your final score, Philadelphia 0, Loudoun 0. Good night, everybody.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.